Hello, and welcome to the Nicole Harris podcast. This is a special edition of sports. I am honored to have three of the most knowledgeable men that I know to discuss sports. And trust me when I tell you guys, when they get together, it's nothing but stats, numbers, and all sports. So you're in good hands. And I invite all of you sports fans especially to grab a snack and your favorite beverage and just sit down and have a few laughs with us. And joining me on the panel today is Mike. And I promise you, this guy was born with a basketball in his hands.
You talking now.
Also, I have Harry joining me. This guy pretty much invented football.
Yep.
And I also have Tony, who loves all things sports, but I promise you he will watch Formula One until his eyes bleed.
1 o'clock in the morning,
guys,
all night long.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Right,
Are you ready
right.
to talk about sports?
Yeah,
let's
let's get it. Let's get it.
I got a
Let's
lot,
get it.
we got a lot to talk about. Go ahead, Mike.
First of all, I want to start with this.
Uh-oh.
First, I want to start with this. Tony.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Let's talk about your king. Let's talk about your king.
Uh-oh.
Let's talk
I'm
about
listening.
let's talk about no, man. But what's y'all?
He
but,
mad.
I mean,
we still.
I-
He
we
mad.
gonna
His
say-
wide receiver. He
Yeah.
mad. His wide receiver came over to the dark side. That's all.
Right. No,
That's
but I
all
ain't gonna
that
stay
is.
on this long though. But what's y'all take on the Lakers in their not as they projected year? What's your take on that?
Well,
What's
look,
your-
Here
what's
we
your-
go.
it ain't going. It's not
Every
going to happen in
time I
1
bring
year.
up
I don't
Rocky
know. I don't know
Marciano.
why everybody think once one good player comes to a team, all of a
Right.
sudden that team's just going to go win 4, 5, 6, 7 championships. It's going to take time. That's all that's going to happen. Is they need time. There's
How
nothing
long
right
is
now.
how long is time though? How long? What we talking about?
All
We
right,
talking
so
about a year?
we
talking about
okay,
2 years?
Here,
We talking
I'm
about
putting my
10
air
years?
quotes up. They have the air quotes best player in basketball right now. All right.
Yeah.
So how much?
Oh, there
how
they
much
go.
longer-
Did you say Harry?
No,
There they go.
listen, I
There they
said,
go.
I said air quotes now. I said air quotes. I said that's what
Right.
they're saying. The
The
best
people.
player in basketball. So how much time is needed for them to actually build a team? Yeah, you got the best player, but as
Right.
team wise, how much time do they need to build a championship quality team? And it's
Right,
going to take
right,
time.
right.
It's not going to happen in 1-2 years.
Right.
So-
Yeah. And,
What
and
about
Tony,
you, Harry?
I would say that you made the comment they got the best player
Yeah.
of all time. That I think that part is debatable.
Oh, absolutely. And I put air quotes up.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. That's not my opinion, but that's what they're saying. So
Yeah. The unfortunate part of, and I agree with the initial statement, Tony.
Yeah.
However, the problem is LeBron is how old?
he's got to be in his 30s somewhat.
Yeah,
man.
he coming.
30.
LeBron
Yeah,
about
he's
45.
34. He's 34 now.
30.
The man
34.
every bit 67 years old.
Yeah.
I seen it.
Right.
I seen his birth certificate.
Right.
No, all right. Cool. But the
You ain't never
issue
met Dr.
is-
Martin Luther King.
The issue is he doesn't have the time that I think the Lakers need
Yeah.
to actually, to the point where he'll actually be there to
Okay.
help grow that team.
Yep.
I think the Lakers are looking at least
Right. So
at least 3-4
which-
years,
which
and
brings-
in 3-4 years, LeBron gonna be on his way out.
okay, so that
probably.
brings up my next question. What was LeBron thinking? What was his mentality when he went to the Lakers? What was he thinking? Am I getting the max? Am I getting max money? He can't be going thinking he was going to actually win a championship.
Here's what I think it is. I think Magic got in his ear. Magic said, "Hey, we're gonna go on and put this thing together." But he said, "LeBron, you're gonna be domino number one. Once you fall, then he probably thought that they was gonna be able to go ahead and get Anthony Davis and probably bring in another number 3 swing guy
Okay.
that would have made we know based on the NBA today, you got to have at least your big 3 or
Right.
the so-called
Okay.
big 3 thing.
Okay, go ahead. So,
Yeah.
But
okay.
And he probably sold them on the fact that, hey, you come to LA and everybody else gonna want to come to LA. that ain't went
Right.
down like that yet.
No, but okay, let's go back a few years. Let's go back to the decision. All right.
Yeah.
Remember that the decision. So LeBron goes to Miami, joined with
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade and what's my man Birdneck? What's his
Chris
name?
Bosh.
Yeah,
Chris
Chris
Bosh.
Bosh.
Okay,
Yeah.
they won a championship. So there
won
you
a
had
couple.
a nucleus.
Yeah.
That's right. They
Yeah.
have a nucleus there. So
Yeah.
those types of players are out there. But what they're saying, why should I go to LA to be somebody else's wingman?
Yeah.
LeBron, he was the best player on that team, and he
Right.
went to Miami knowing he was the best player, and they accepted him being the best player, and that's why it worked. So now you got guys like Anthony Davis and all these other guys are like, why should I go have my shine taken by somebody else, knowing that we probably won't win any kind of championships?
But I think AD want to go. I think he want to go. It's just the Pelicans don't want to let him go without the value that they believe he brings.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I do want to add one comment in on what you had asked. So my thing is with LeBron going to LA, man. I think it was more on his brand, you know what I mean, after basketball, because just like you said, he's nearing the end of his career,
okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if you have a better chance of propelling your, you know what I mean, because he's already been doing the producing stage, you know what I mean? He's been doing things like that outside of basketball,
that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so I mean, in all actuality, you know what I mean, you see that throughout the modern day, like now you see all these allegations coming up about they wanted to pay the student, pay the student athletes now. It's because of, you know what I mean, back then, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to say that sports weren't watched or fans weren't as rapid as it is now, but you know what I mean, with all the, you know what I mean, with all the advancements in the world, you know what I mean, where it's so much money put into this now, like, you know what I mean, those guys are bringing in, you know what I mean, I saw a thing about Duke, you know what I mean, like they're going to have a special camera only on Zion, you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that right there, you know what I mean, like.
Here's the thing with that. As long as they're making who money, it's gonna stay that way. Right. Why should they feel as though they should have a big cut of the top dog's money? Because when they're the ones producing it, they're not. They're never going to see equal share across the board.
And that's why you see. But that's why you see that though. Now you see like people are doing big. You know what I mean? It's almost like I mean I see it as almost like a retaliation kind of say. But you know what I mean? And so far as how they're going about it, I don't. It's not really as basketball isn't really as appealing. You know what I mean? I can't say that I was watching basketball my whole, you know what I mean, where I understood it like I do now. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like as for watching the game right now, I mean, you can tell, like, you know what I mean, the game has changed, the money, you know what I mean? Like the players, but the game almost isn't, if it's not you know what I mean?
The game is watered down now.
Absolutely, no doubt.
The game is watered
down. But you gotta be careful. But you gotta be careful with water. You can't say the entire game though, because in the same sense, look at the athletes that's coming out. When you think about us growing up, everybody thought 6 foot was what you need to get to. You know what I mean? Now these guys are 7 foot bringing the ball down the court. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? The game is changed, so you can't say,
I give you that. But there was a time where you could sit and cats would nestle around the TV, and we would watch basketball.
Right.
Come Christmas time, come New Year's time. I remember watching some old school Bulls, Celtics, Detroit, Pistons, and
the mid '80s was the best time for basketball.
It was cool to watch basketball during the middle of the season. Right now, I'm with you, and I'm not saying this to disagree with you, Mike.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I agree, because I don't even really care to watch basketball until playoff time.
And it's crazy because the talent level has risen. You know what I mean? It's not like there's less talent on the. You know what I mean? If you can't compare to, you know what I mean?
It's just such a different game.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's a different game now.
But how about this though? This is what I want to mention. When I started noticing basketball again, is when I saw teams like the Toronto Raptors and the Portland Trailblazers in the playoffs. Like,
whoa!
I said, wait a minute. I said,
that's what you cause it. Well, you didn't win too far.
Tony, the thing is
that bad for so long.
That brought parity back to the NBA.
It did, because
anybody could win it.
Yep, that's true. That's very true.
Okay, hey, listen. Well, from a woman's perspective, I used to love basketball back when it was Cartwright, when it was Pippen,
right.
Bulls.
But my thing when you left me was I felt like you had
it was
Jordan
excitement.
Pippen.
There was excitement.
You didn't need everybody that was exceptional on one team to bully everybody.
Well, that was
it was evened out.
You're right.
And that's the part that I don't like.
Everybody
anymore.
knew their role, and there were role players, and everyone was okay with it.
Yeah, it was okay with it. That's right.
Now,
everybody on the team has got to be the star player right now. That's
right.
So let's just think back. You had OKC that moved from Seattle to Oklahoma, and they had Durant. They had your boy Westbrook. and they had your boy James Harden.
Yeah, from Harden.
All on the same. Imagine if that team stays together. And so thinking back to the old days, you go back to the 90s, that team likely would have remained together. And they probably would be winning championships right now, but all of them really wanted to be the superstar of the team.
Yeah, because
the whole breakup.
You could take any one of those players you just named, and they're scoring 57 points in a game. I just saw Harden score 57 in a game, easy. And it's
and
like
Westbrook
you said,
almost averages. He averages a triple double, but he's dropping 30 a game. And then you got KD. KD can fill it up in a short amount of time.
Exactly, man. Yeah. Hey, and my other thing is also to transition into the football, but the thing with now is, like I was saying, with the game transitioning and these guys being 16 to 17 doing these, able to see because of the internet, they're able to see these workouts, so they're doing them. So guys are coming into sports already ready. And Nicole, my first question for you is, in the switch over, is you see it. You see it in the NBA, like you see those guys in college who are on the way up, but more so in college, where you see it dramatically, where you see like a running back who could come in and day one, you know what I mean? They're automatic, you know what I mean?
Automatically
Which it wasn't. What's your, you know what I mean? How do you feel about that right there? Or what did, you know what I mean? Because, you know, Nicole, you are somebody who did watch, you know, a woman who did watch football. So, you know what I mean? You understand when, you know, a guy that first got drafted in, you knew they were probably the last ones, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what? You saw them just go to the bench, and 3-4 years they start migrating in, versus now where you have a guy come in and, I mean, he almost may be something like a leader, captain.
I mean, I think, like you said, people, or the men and women, are coming in now, and like you said, they are ready. They you know, they hit the ground running. But my thing is, like you said, a lot of times when they come in, even though you have that skills to play, you still need to be groomed by the people who have already been there. I think you need to be brought up. And a lot of them, I think that they're bringing them in and letting them, you know, start. And I just think that, you know, that's where that disconnect is coming in.
And it's not only about,
you need to still sit up under some of the veterans and learn a little bit.
And it's not just about sports either. It's about just bringing them up in life and financially getting their financials together. So before, you would have guys come in, like you said, Michael, they'd come in and they had to sit on the bench for 2-3 years. But you look at Saquon Barkley. Look at he
commercials
came in last night. I mean,
you know what I mean?
And just he started the whole year
right now. But this whole thing right now, and what we talk about as far as rookies coming in and going right in, it's all about dollars.
Absolutely.
And right now,
what you mean by that?
Because what the owner is saying right now, and GM is, if I spend my top, you know, whatever top 10 pick on that cat right there, so what he's thinking about is,
look at
I got to fill up my seats.
That's right.
Right.
And so, yes, the best thing for that player in my franchise is probably let that cat sit for 1-2 years so he can get ready. But they know they got to fill that seat, and they need ESPN to be showing up on Thursday night.
You can guarantee
that cat is
whoever gets drafted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those cats are going to be on the field. There's no way.
About those teams that are drafting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they were garbage the year before.
Yeah, that's
right. The best
always
players in the league. The best players coming out of college are going to a team that really was not that good.
That's why they get the first pick.
And they're going to get forced onto the field early. So we probably minimizing their talent because they're playing on a team that's not as good based on their draft pick.
But how often does that happen? Who, I mean, how many athletes can you really call out to say that really were groomed? You know what I mean? I mean, that, you know what I mean? That doesn't happen a lot.
I was just about to say Aaron Rodgers. I was just about to say Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, you see the benefit of it there.
Aaron was really the last really top pick that they, you know, Green Bay spent some money on getting him out of Cal.
Would you agree though that the game changed though?
Well,
I mean, would you agree that you know what I mean? Like now, because like we said, they're so ready that, you know what I mean, in a game back when Aaron Rodgers was coming in.
I really think Aaron might have been ready, but he wasn't going to play because they
Brett
had
Favre.
Because
that was because Aaron was taken late in the first round. But it's these teams that are drafting in the first half of the first round. They got to play their first round picks.
Yeah, right.
They need
and
to
just
make,
like what Nicole
they need
said,
to do.
though,
They
about
need to
them,
do two things. They need to start winning games and start bringing money into the franchise.
Yeah,
right,
If
right,
you have
right.
no kind of players, if you're losing and you don't have any kind of franchise,
that means the
it
fan
does.
base
then,
goes.
yeah,
and
that's
when
right.
your fan
There
base
go
goes,
your
Now
money
you're
right there.
now you're
money
losing
goes.
money on
Yep.
top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
And
the
just like what
owners,
Nicole said, dude, though, like, you know what I mean, like with them not getting to sit under people, like think about the financial side where you know what I mean, where you see those guys. Even we always crack the jokes about, or we talk about people who hit the lottery and they go broke, but you know what I mean,
yeah,
it's becoming more evident now. Like you see shows coming out now about, you know what I mean, these stars, you know what I mean, who you know what I mean, who have it 1 second and don't have it the next, you know what I mean, because they're sitting under a guy, like, you know what I mean, like,
and let's
to,
think,
you know what I mean,
let's think
LeBron
real
is
about
somebody to grab.
right.
Let's think real about an NFL contract, because NFL contracts are different than NBA and MLB. But NFL contracts, because of the CBA last signed, your rookie contract is not really a mega deal.
Yeah, it's like
That's
20
how the
million for
owners,
4 years.
yes,
Yeah.
that's how the owners are now getting over on the players,
The play,
and that's why
and then they give them signing bonuses too.
yes, and that's why when they
Yeah.
go ahead and get these rookies, and they're getting them for on the low. Think about what Dak Prescott's getting paid. Think about Russell Westbrook.
800 something,
Russell
800,000 a
But
year.
I mean, they got.
Rookie
I mean, I'm
contract.
pretty sure those guys got probably 5. You know what I mean? Think about
But
that.
no,
like
the rookie
incentives,
contract
too.
is minimal.
Yeah, it's like
minimal.
4 million a year for like 4 years,
And
5 years,
that's
something like
I
that.
think that's good though.
But
Right.
that's why
To
the
start
owners
out,
and the GMs are gonna go ahead and throw them in the game. They want to start getting a return on their investment
immediately.
immediately.
But look at how, okay, let's take this is a little sensitive topic right Khalil now. Mack. All right. So he came in, he got his rookie deal, $20 million.
Tony, that's just sensitive for you.
I
right?
mean, I know.
That ain't sensitive.
So you going,
that ain't sensitive for me.
You going?
I
It is.
know what you're talking about.
You go from getting $4 million a year, a $20 million contract to almost $100 million
if I was you,
contract.
I would still be mad about that too.
I'm not. All right,
if I let go of Khalil Mack, I would be mad.
But see, the only thing I can agree with that is, and this is with any team.
Tony, you can't agree with that.
You can't have Harry.
Player
You
on the
can't.
defensive side
It's
of
true.
the
It's
ball.
true. But
he changes games.
That's true. But you cannot have two $25 million players on the same team.
You're right.
It doesn't go happen.
Your priorities.
You
got to prioritize. And
so
Khalil Mack has got to be a priority. He simply has to be.
To watch him walk, it hurt. But at the same time, I knew we were going to get some quality players and quality coaches with him walking out the door.
Tony, tell me this, Tony, real quick. I'm sorry, Nicole.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Khalil Mack, letting him go is worth bringing in AB at 31.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Oh yeah,
let's talk about that.
That can't be a good trade for you.
But let's take a look at the whole thing. Let's take the whole. Okay, so we shipped off Khalil Mack. All right, we shipped off Amari Cooper.
And think about the year. Think about the year he had too. Don't disregard that point. Mention his stats, man. Bring up his accolades.
I'm bringing up stats.
No doubt. He's the best NFL defensive player in the game, no doubt. But
that's what the people are saying.
Look at what we got in return. We got 3 first-round picks.
That's a very good point.
We pretty much swapped the best receiver in football for a 4-year college guy.
You got to wait and see what you're gonna get from those draft picks.
But we're talking
because
about,
if your GM messes up this draft, if he messes up this draft.
But we're talking about the next 4 or 5 years of the franchise.
But no,
and when you talk about that kind of trade, that's what the impact is going to be. We're talking big term. We're not talking about the next 1 2 years.
It's for the future. Yeah. It's for the future.
Absolutely.
But we got you mess up this draft, you got 3 number 1 draft picks. You got 3 first rounders.
Yes.
If you don't hit, you got to hit.
We have to
triples. You should hit 3 home runs.
Well, look,
you got to hit 2 of them.
You need to hit 2 of them. We get 1 home run and maybe like 1 in the park, maybe Tony, a third.
Because you got to make up for Khalil Mack.
You got to make up for Khalil.
Look, what player of the Khalil Mack quality is going to be available after the sixth pick?
It's not going to happen. Point. You just made my point. Y'all should have let go of Khalil Mack.
No.
You shouldn't let go of Khalil Mack.
No.
He was young.
You have to,
look,
Harry. So you hold on.
Let me ask a question.
Okay,
let me go back, and then we'll come back to Khalil Mack. I promise. But here's the thing. I want to go back to what Mike said because I think that was a key point. with all this money spending and things like that, and all these deals coming in, even with Harrison, with it being different from the rest of the organizations, from the NFL to the NBA, do you think that players should start receiving money in college?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, you can start that off, Tony.
Absolutely. No
I've
doubt.
written papers. I'm going through college courses right now, and I've written papers in favor of college athletes being paid. Or
you got kids out there struggling right now going to college. They playing basketball.
Yeah.
They got brand new shoes to play basketball. They got brand new jerseys to play basketball, but they struggling. So no doubt they should be getting paid.
And
so,
Mike, I want to know what's your intake on that?
Yeah, I mean, and that's coming from
somebody in basketball.
Right. And, I mean, and coming from a you know what I mean, and somebody who had to, going to a Division III school, you know what I mean, and not being able to get the scholarships, you know what I mean, to going somewhere working out and going somewhere to getting a scholarship, you know what I mean, that actually plays a very big toll in, you know what I mean, like we were talking the other day about, you know what I mean, so many people because of because of college, you know what I mean, it almost kind of burdens them in the sake of like buying homes and stuff like that because of the student loans they had to take, you know what I mean, per se. But in another sense though, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, you do tend to, when you go to college, you are away from home, but you know what I mean, it is rough, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can eat in the DFAC, but those are set hours, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you got to make up that, you know what I mean, that practice time, and you know what I'm saying? So you're still held to the same criteria, you know what I mean, in the classroom. Everybody wants to bring up the student athlete part, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so we have to do that part as well and go 110% on the court. And you know what I mean, and watch a full stadium.
Just like how they transition them guys into playing basketball from college, they should transition them into life, into financial security, into
another good aspect.
Relationships with women. They should just prepare them, not just for basketball. With all the money they're making, they have all the resources.
I'll bring some stats behind the whole argument.
Okay.
So the NCAA right now, the NCAA from a basketball perspective is bringing in $11 billion per year. $11 billion per year. That's a combination.
Somebody pockets this fast.
It's a combination of, you got TV deals, several TV deals from different conferences and different schools. Then you got your NCAA tournament, which brings in mega money. Then you got your other tournaments. You got your regular season tournaments.
Conference tournaments.
You got your tournaments that go throughout. So then let's look at it from the players, from a student athlete perspective. So this is how it really boils down. And they say, this is the argument from the other side. Argument on the other side is, these student athletes that come into the school, they accept a scholarship to get free tuition and board, which is, they argue that is enough for the student athlete to have for their services to the school. Now, my argument against that is what that student athlete goes through. So the life of a student athlete, and Mike, you can back me up on this one.
Right.
So student athletes come to the school and they're playing ball, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, you name the sport. For that sport, they must go to what we call weight training or physical training or health endurance training. They either have to get their weight up or get their weight down.
Preseason training.
And eat certain things. Yes. Right. So you got to go to practices, you got to go to trainings, and if you get a nick, injury, wherever, you got to go to rehab. When you're not in rehab, when you're not in training, you're going to film study or different other portions of your practice. Right. When you're not doing that, you have a mandatory mentor, because most student athletes that are on football teams have a mandatory mentor that they must see for 1 to 2 hours per day. Now, let's go ahead and quantify your day from this, because you are a student athlete. So you have class throughout the day. You leave class, you go to practice. You finish practice, you go
You haven't even mentioned food yet.
Yeah, we ain't ate yet. You leave practice, you go to your film study. You got to go work with your coach of your particular area. If you're on the football team, you got to go sit with your, DB coach, O-line coach, whatever coach. When you finish that, you got to go to weight training. When you finish weight training, if you got a nick here or there, you got to go to rehab. Now your whole afternoon after classes are finished, and hopefully you can get some studying done, you're done for that night. You wake up, you do the same thing. Other student athletes that also get scholarships for academic scholarships, they finish class, they go do their work study job if they have a work study, and they're done.
It's a joke
now,
because all it is.
But this is my point. They have the ability to earn additional money while being a scholarship athlete or a
and
scholarship
making millions
student.
for other people.
Now, what the student athlete that plays sports does not have is the ability to work a work-study job or any other job because they've got to go to practice and everything else.
Okay.
So you're denying them the ability to have an additional money to, let's say, go get a slice of pizza, hang out with your buddies, whatever.
Modern day slavery. That's all it is.
So if I don't have the ability to get a work-study job, but the other people that are on scholarships that have academic scholarships that bring, mind you, no money or value to that school or university, but the student athlete. Now let's look at the dollars that a student athlete brings. Look at the average ticket to a Duke University basketball game.
Oh goodness,
man!
You're in the hunt. So
look who comes to the game. Look who comes to that game.
Exactly.
Like
so
that game is almost bigger.
And he was there because of Zion, and that's it.
So and think bigger picture. It's not just the money that these student athletes bring to that school or the school of their choice, but it's the other students that are potential students that are in high school that say, "Oh yeah, everyone goes to Duke. So now I'm going to go to Duke because they see the basketball or let's say football."
It's a design, man. It's designed that way.
So it's the student athletes that they're actually recruiting and doing marketing without even knowing it. Like other kids want to go to that school. People want to go to UNC and Duke because it's UNC and Duke basketball. They don't want to go for academics.
I was just watching.
And so they're doing the recruiting. They're doing so many services for the school. They've got to be competent. You got to compensate
at some point. You got to ask yourself, what are these student athletes? What are they satisfied with? I think they get to a point where it's like, man, I got this and I got that, and they got that's their ceiling. Their ceiling has to be higher. It's like, look, I'm not satisfied with just coming here and shooting the ball, and they got to have higher standards when they come in.
The bad thing about the whole thing, and this is the real part of the whole picture, less than 1% of all college athletes do make it to the professional level. That means 99% of those student athletes bringing millions to that school will never see a professional. They'll never see the NBA, never see the NFL, and never see the MLB.
So basically, they were used up.
They were used for their 4 years, and they'll never get anything else.
And even to add on to what Harry was saying, because I can remember when I was at Virginia Union and the football guys, man, because you got to think about how many players that is. You know what I mean? Think about the amount of money it takes to fund. You know what I mean? Like it was a lot of those guys. Like I can remember sitting down having lunch with the quarterback and him saying, you know what I mean, he was only getting. You know what I mean? This is the starting quarterback saying he's only on a half scholarship. You know what I mean? Like this is. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at that. You know what I mean? So like I was saying, you know what I mean, in this kind of world, you know what I mean? You, like I said, that's what I was talking about with you're putting student loan debt on top of these guys who are bringing in money. You know what I'm saying? These guys who are, because it's great as Duke and them. Man, and that's what I was saying about the Duke basketball, man. I was watching this other segment today, man, and they were talking about breaking down the wall barrier thing because there's like Duke was never known for like recruiting those one and dones until Kai went. When Kai went, that's when Austin Rivers and them was like, oh, well, shoot, well, Kai didn't went there. So, you know what I mean? Like, now we're going to go, you know what I mean? And so that just started that, you know, that brand that, you know what I mean? So now, man, everybody that's wanted to, you know what I mean? Just like you were saying, because of that brand that they built there off of just their name, like, you know what I mean? They don't pocket anything off it. The only thing I see Duke is, Kyrie's shoes, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You could go with it that way, but in all actuality, you know what I mean? Those guys are, you know what I mean?
And the schools are using they're using the revenue that they get from and being real, it's essentially basketball and football. They're bringing the money to the schools. They're using that to fund their swimming team, their gymnastic team.
So you take that away, and what do they have?
The school is nothing without the major sports.
So at some point, somebody, some money or some kind of law education is going to have to make some kind of contract, just like the people from the colleges did. That's all they did was drew up a contract and say, look, if you give us your kid to play basketball, we'll give him a free ride to school, which is pretty much nothing. Because he's not really academically, as far as he's pretty much got a pass to get in college to play basketball. So how much of that is he really going to get of an education out of that? Because he's like, why do I need an education? I'm going to be playing basketball for the rest of my life or for the next 10 years. So is he really serious about being in college? You got to. That's another thing you got to bring up. It's like how much of college are they going to be really looking forward to, knowing they're going to be going to school, playing basketball, having this lifestyle. Then it's no plan after that. They're not making a plan of what if I don't make it.
The Cleveland Browns running back Kareem Hunt. Good pickup for the Cleveland Browns. Good pickup for the Cleveland Browns.
Well, because he was his fantasy player last year. That's why.
No, well, that too. But everyone's seen the tape. They know what he did. He kicked her. He shoved her. The NFL is saying, okay.
So does he not deserve another chance because he did that?
I do not.
Well, wait a minute, because what happened with Ray Rice? What happened with Ray Rice? Why can't Ray Rice?
That's where I'm going, Mike. That's where I'm going, Mike.
Yeah.
But even on a bigger scale, bigger scale, and I know Nicole, you wanted to touch on this, and I'm gonna go ahead and open the door for you. You can let a man kick, hit, beat, abuse.
Don't take a knee.
The girlfriend, wife. Yet, if this man is nonviolent in taking a knee for a real stance and a belief and cause, you completely blackball
I can answer
him.
that. I can answer that. I'm gonna tell you. You know why? Because what he did when he kicked or did whatever he did to that woman is not affecting the man's money.
So let's get into it.
You taking the knee. You're saying to all of these fans, let's talk about a subject that we really don't want to talk about.
Yes.
So now you're affecting the money. And now you got somebody's attention.
You're right.
All right.
Man.
So,
well, I mean, with that aspect of it, then you know what I'm saying. And I ain't trying to switch the subject or whatever the case may be, but when you want to talk about the man situation, go with Serena Williams. You know what I mean? Who just because of her greatness, you know what I mean? They drug testing her. You know what I'm saying? Just you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Right. With their greatness, you know what I mean? Drug testing and you know what I mean? And that's not to say, you know what I mean? I don't watch tennis the most, you know what I'm saying, of anybody else, but every time she plays, it pops up, you know, and I tune in to support, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I mean, right, just like what you were saying though, with that man behind the doors, you know what I mean?
Serena,
they're always going, you know what I mean?
They mad at Serena because she mopping up the doggone floor with everybody. That's all. That's it.
Yeah.
She's mopping the floor with everybody, and they can't stand it.
And she did it in house with her family. You know what I mean?
Not just 1 year. She's done that for like 10
multiple
plus years.
Her and her sister.
Right. She smashed them.
They tired
they don't
of
like it.
They tired.
They don't like it.
That's all. That
no. It's ready to get out of it. But I mean, but then too though, think about it. Like if you were to say she was taught by somebody that you know what I mean. That, you know what I mean? I'm not going to make it a race thing, but if she was trained by somebody else other than, you know what I mean? Because I think she was that was something that their parents taught them, you know, that was all in the house. So the story, it just works out so well that you got to try to, you know what I mean? You're almost trying to find something.
Look,
you know what I mean?
The thing is, Serena and Venus, they both, that's all I was just about to say. They grew up fighters, all right? Even the dad instilled them. So when you put that kind of fight that come off the streets pretty much of Compton and you take it to the grass of Wimbledon, it's going to be, they're going like she did. They mopped the floor. She mopped the floor with everybody for years. For years.
The thing is, they took the very thing that they said that they wanted us to do, and then got mad when we actually do it, because we know that we're playing from behind. We're playing from behind because, like you said, they were from Compton. But they took, just their dad training them and teaching them from when he read books about it himself.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then they took it to the highest, the highest that they could take
and
it
dominated
to.
it.
And so now they're mad. So basically, the American dream is, you work your way up and you get to,
but don't go too far.
Right.
Yeah, don't go too far.
In your place, that's
guys,
big.
I have to ask. A woman playing football?
Oh, you're talking about Tony Harris?
College?
Yeah, no, it's a college girl.
She got a scholarship. Yeah,
to play football.
I mean, it is. I mean, if you can play the position, you can play the position.
I
disagree. It all comes down to if you can do it, you can do it.
It's a brutal sport.
Ultimately, I'm sorry,
and
I don't mean to have any.
Nope. Go ahead, just say it, Harry. Spit it out.
Look. Hey, for listeners that don't know, Nicole is my sister. I witnessed and watched her play Pop Warner football throughout our whole elementary years, and she played well.
I don't know. I need to see some pictures on that.
I saw that. I don't know about that. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and say she didn't have no choice because all she had was me showing her my tackling dummy the whole time. So she knew how to play football and she knew what it meant.
Yeah,
but on a professional level, a female's body is simply, and I'm just talking physical capabilities.
Right.
A female's body couldn't withstand the hit.
And my thing with that, man, is like when in the military, man, you know what I mean? When they started allowing women or females to start coming into combat armed MOSs, and I was attached with artillery units. So, for example, you know what I mean, artillery unit, you know, they shoot those big rounds. So those rounds are about 60, 70 pounds. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And me, I was a kind of bigger stature guy. You know what I mean? So I'm noticing before, you know, at first while I was there with that unit, you know what I mean? It's all males, and I see males struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because you throw, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about one or two. We're talking about, you know what I mean, 50 to 100 of these. You got to keep throwing. You know what I mean? And it's only 2-3 people, and it's a time. You know what I mean? So in that aspect of thing, that's not me saying that no women shouldn't be a part of it or no they can't participate. But in the same sense, you gotta make sure you really understand that, you know what I mean, the body, you know what I mean, just like they say,
it's the violence of football.
That's right.
And it's hard to
could you imagine Vontaze Burfict coming across
that's the woman and who is now Tony
That's
Arata.
right. Yeah,
now
absolutely.
Arata.
You see how I slide that in there, right?
But I know. But it's hard to convey the impact and the feeling of a football game to anyone, and especially to introduce it to a female body. To any male body, it's a lot. And we all know, NFL player has a hard time making it through a 16-game season.
Yeah.
Like men's bodies that are in top condition cannot make it.
You're gonna have dudes trying to tackle her on purpose.
One time and you said that was enough.
You on my team, fool.
Odell Beckham Jr. is now a Cleveland Brown, and I hate to say it because one of our speakers right now is a Steelers fan.
That's scary.
But I'm gonna go on and say what it is. The Browns about to run the AFC
That's right.
North.
I agree. I totally
That's
agree.
what it is.
I totally agree.
For the next 3 years. For the next 3 to 4 years,
you took away from the best team in the division and added to the worst.
Right. Well, let's do this then. Let's tell the ties. Let's you know what I mean. We started with me. Pittsburgh is my team. You know what I mean. And what ties you went to? You know what I mean.
Cleveland.
Let's go ahead and put your team out there. And what ties you went to? You know what I mean.
Oakland Raiders.
Everybody.
Let's put it out.
Oakland Raiders.
Tony being a Philadelphia. Tony being a Philadelphia guy,
that's right.
How do you find your way out west?
I'm gonna go ahead and tell it.
Explain. Take me through the journey.
I was a young man, a young little chap. I had my best friends. One of them was a Dallas Cowboy fan. The other one was a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I said, you know what? I want to be a little different. And I saw this great, shiny silver helmet with these black uniforms. I said,
Tony, what year was this? Give us perspective.
You sure you weren't looking at a quarter when you looked at that silver shiny thing?
I don't want to date you.
50 cent piece.
I don't want to date you, but you got to give us some perspective.
It was 1977.
Damn!
I never forget.
Are we talking football, sports, or history?
They won the Super Bowl.
Half of our listeners' parents weren't born.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey man, what you trying to say?
I want to start a hashtag. Are we talking sports or history?
Oh my goodness. Hey, sports is history. Sports is history. If you don't know the history of your sports, then what we talking about?
Oh, it's good.
That's a good point.
That's like opening a sentence saying in an unbiased world.
You have to know the history of your team. You just have to.
Especially
when we beat the
him
Redskins in the Super Bowl. I ain't gonna say
that though. I'm gonna keep my language good because I know this is a podcast.
Yeah.
But Tony, you know the year before that y'all lost.
Hey. We got three Super Bowls and we got more coming. That's all I'm gonna say. We got 3 Super Bowl rings and we got more coming.
All right, so Tony's a Raider fan. And so for the listeners, is Harry, and Harry is a diehard Skins fan from the age of 3.
But when did you decide, Harry? And what ties you in? Tell the people.
Age of 3. I decided to be a Raider fan.
Like you woke up one morning
like,
and
Mama, I want to be a Raiders fan.
I woke up at 3 and I was still trying to figure out Mama and Daddy, and I said Redskins.
Exactly. That's a fact.
That was the look.
You were there.
Born yet? What are you talking about?
The third word I said after Mama,
she had just woke up.
The third word was Redskins, and that was how it all started. Now. The problem is, all through my adolescence and childhood,
they stunk.
We were great. Look, we were great.
No.
This is the Joe Gibbs years.
Oh,
Mine
Right,
was through the 80s.
Yeah.
And Tony, we can talk facts right now.
Yeah,
Through
that's
the
true.
80s.
Yeah.
Went to the Super Bowl in 82, 83, 87, and 89. That's a lot of Super Bowls when you're growing up as a kid.
Well, how many of those did you win, though?
3 of them.
Okay. All right. So we both got 3. Okay.
Yeah, we got 3 of them.
Yeah, we got.
I'm sorry, we got one in the 90s. One of them was 1991 with Mark Rippon.
Then Doug Williams. What year was that, right?
That was 88. That was 88. Okay. And Joe Theismann was 82. And 83, we went back to the Super Bowl, but we lost to y'all.
So, okay, since we on let's do this. Let's talk about each one of our teams. Let's talk coaching. Let's talk coaching.
Hold on, Tony.
Go ahead.
Keep that thought.
I want to talk coaching thought. Go ahead.
We never got to the Steelers looking up to the Cleveland Browns for the next 3 years.
Yeah,
so let's
go
to the Steelers.
Man,
go ahead,
Mike.
Listen,
man.
Nothing to talk about.
Hold on.
Let's
establish this,
Mike.
Mike, are you a Steelers fan or are you a Who fan? Because
No,
a couple years ago you were somebody else fan.
Yeah, no. Listen,
you're not one of them.
Listen,
football teams.
listen.
If
you check my archives,
we don't
if you
want
check my archives, if you check my social media archives, you'll see that I put out about 3-4 years ago that I was going to participate. I was going to take my talents to Pittsburgh because I would tell you I wasn't. Because I wasn't a football fan.
So
I wasn't a football fan.
Who was it before
I
Pittsburgh?
just was kind of watching. I didn't really care for
Pittsburgh.
I mean, honestly, I probably just might have said anything. Like, you know what I mean? That's just kind of world we live in there. We live in a world where you can pretty much say what you want and get away with it. It's almost in the Constitution.
We
you know?
fake news. I can say any fact I want, and it can be fake.
And you can change your mind.
But yeah,
you can change your mind, Harry. You try to say we're in the world. Are we trying to say we're in a world we can't change our mind?
Not when it comes to football. No. Your first choice is your only choice.
I still call him.
Yeah, I'm sticking with him. I'm sticking with him.
Cassius Clay, I call him.
And listen, I verbally came out and bought jerseys with Pittsburgh. I'm gonna rock it out with them. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I'm gonna go through.
No Les Bell, no
AB.
Mike, I'm with you. I'm
gonna ride this wave, man.
You are a Steelers fan now. Let's
yeah, I'm gonna ride the wave, man.
So how do you feel about looking up to the Cleveland Browns for the next 4 years?
Oh man, listen, Harry, it's almost like I know, man, because
it's the truth.
All you're doing,
it is.
Yeah, but I mean, and all I say is not the truth. It's just you can look at.
But I'm gonna tell you,
you're looking at 2 pieces of paper. You're looking at 2 pieces of paper and saying, "Oh yeah, this, on paper, this team looks better." But they haven't done nothing yet until they go play.
Tell me how
do you know? God forbid injury. You know what I mean? Not going. But how do you know? You know what I mean? You're basically. You're basically.
Your team is gonna be better.
Man, you're trying to know, because that's not what you asked me. You're trying to make it
Cleveland
back.
Browns have you.
You're trying to make
right now.
You're trying to, fellas, guys. Can anybody tell me how y'all so knowledgeable in football, but we all lost in the fantasy?
No.
See, why you got
that's because y'all had no trade clause. Y'all had no
every
trade
time
clause.
I talk about Marciano,
every time
there they go.
That's what
There they go. Somebody got to bring up Rocky Marciano.
Yeah, we all stunk it up. Yeah, Harry made it all.
And a no trade clause.
Yeah, he made it.
Hey,
stunk it up.
Hey,
where's the spoon? Where's the spoon?
Exactly.
In a world where there's no trade,
where's the spoon?
That fantasy league was sort of with a dictatorship.
Nobody
wanted. They didn't want. Nobody wanted to conduct no trade.
Yeah, I thought
I
Harry
was
run away with
supposed
that
to
one.
win that. But
How so?
How so? Is somebody
because I'm
got my
supposed to win every
$900?
year.
Yeah, it's Josh.
Every year I'm supposed to win that.
Somebody got my money.
Harry won last year though. He did good last year.
Man, I had to rebuild my whole team, man, and I gave away Pat Mahomes.
You can't draft, Mike.
Man, what are you talking about?
You can't draft.
I repicked the whole team, and I was in the championship.
Every week,
Harry,
Mikey,
the only two people I had was Gurley. Was Zeke and Kelsey. Those only everybody else I picked up off the waiver wire and made it to the championship. What are you talking about?
Every listener right now, if you listen to this podcast, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what this fella Mike offered me in the trade.
Oh man, look,
This cat told me that he would give me a tight end, the number 1 running back, and the number 2 tight end in the fantasy league. And he was
he didn't.
And he looked at me like serious, and I'm like, goodness gracious.
Yeah, you must have had that Boo Boo the Fool shirt on when you was
yes.
there.
Man, and he wondered why I declined his trade.
I was declining trades for Michael like every day. Like, no.
Drew Brees. Now, Drew Brees was doing good up until he got hurt. But when Mike said he wanted Drew Brees, I was like, you know what?
He was probably trying to trade you LaDainian Thomas for Drew Brees.
He playing. He an
analyst. That's the thing.
Hey, listen, I don't even know. Listen, Harry, I mean, I can see if you beat me. You know what I'm saying? I can see if that was the reason why. You know what I mean? I took care of you. I took care of you. I took care of you. Easy work. I took care of you. Easy work.
You right.
You know what I mean? And I didn't play you in the championship.
I ain't gonna.
If we won the regular championship,
you beat me during the regular season.
So now
what seed?
Man, what are you trying to
What
say?
seed were you in the overall? What seed were you at the end of the season?
He was the fifth seed.
What seed was
he? He was like the fifth seed. He was like second, I think. You was second. Josh
and Harry,
first.
you had a cake. And Harry, let's tell the truth. Like you had a cake division. Like your division, nobody knows.
My division was the strongest division.
Oh no, it was. Oh no, you did have a good division. You did have a good division.
Everybody in my division made the playoffs.
It was Nicole.
No,
Nicole was in that division.
We touched on LeBron and the Lakers, but we ain't talk about who actually we think.
Yeah,
let's talk
because
about
I want
the Golden State Warriors is going to win it all again anyway.
I know what. Because Tony hinted at something earlier I didn't like. I tried to put people here on way back. Damian Logo Lillard.
He's a beast. I ain't gonna lie.
But listen, if you're talking about starting the franchise, I'll give you Curry's 3-pointer. I'll give you Kyrie's and I'll give you his championship. I'll give you Kyrie's championship. I'll give you everything you want. But in the same sense I'm giving you that in their game, you gotta take that Kyrie's only gonna give you what, 45, 50 games? You got to take Curry's going to be out. Only going to give you about 65.
Yeah, he is a little fragile.
Depending on. But if I give you a number one pick, if I give all of you guys number one pick between Kyrie, Steph, and Dame, you know what I mean? You have a Damian Lillard who finished first team, all NBA last year.
You just eliminated.
Who's going to play?
KD.
But I'm going to tell you the truth. People still will take.
Give me the lights.
You'll be surprised.
Shoot the lights out the building.
Talk about the draft.
All right, sure. Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now, the defensive side of the ball is going to be. I think it's going to go 1, 4, and 5. You might have 2 offensive players in the top 5, but I think the defensive
and add
side
this on
of the ball,
top, Tony, and add this on top. Who do you think needs to win in this draft?
Hey, right now, the New York Giants need to win. They got pick number 6. They shipped off their high dollar player. They got a quarterback that's aging. They need to get it right. They got number 6
The Giants
pick.
in rebuild mode right now.
They need to get it right.
Rebuilding.
I mean,
you had the same pick, Harry?
I don't think the Giants gonna get it together right now.
Who do you think has the win?
In the draft,
I think it's pretty obvious
right now.
Yeah, I feel like just like we said earlier, man, it's Oakland because of what they let pass. I feel like this is the year you have to. You know what I mean? This year right here, you have to.
I agree.
You have to make some because y'all had a terrible year.
We did. We had a terrible year. We shipped off our best player. We gave
y'all got knocked off of all y'all broadcasting games.
Yeah, we gave a coach $100 million. So we got to make it work. I ain't gonna lie.
Actually, if y'all played this right and y'all played it to where you want to get to, and you have played it well. You've got 3 first-round draft picks right now.
Yeah, and we still doing good in free agency. We're on our way.
If you draft well, it's a make or break for y'all.
Yes.
If you mess this draft up, Tony, the
Raiders
are going to be
way
behind.
Okay, think about it. There's no way you can mess this
I can't
draft
believe
up.
we got a segment on the Raiders.
We need to. I agree. We need to. There's no way we can mess this up.
Yeah, because y'all, I mean, as bad as it is, dog, you look at what you got. Tony, y'all couldn't even get a Facebook Live to pick up y'all.
Oh my Lord! But we was able to beat the Steelers this year, though. I tell you
were, but I mean,
they whooped Joe Lewis's ass.
But I mean, but what good? But did that do you any good this year?
It don't matter. And it's doing me good.
We weren't even a playoff team.
Do the Steelers any good? You ain't in the Super Bowl, then you ain't did nothing.
Who do you think is your prediction for the Super Bowl 2020?
Wow. Man.
My 2 teams I'm not gonna speak with my heart. I'm gonna go ahead and say, of course, the Patriots because they got a stinky division.
I hate the Patriots.
But I do too. I know, but
the Patriots and who?
But I'm gonna say the Patriots for is a lot for the AFC, but for the NFC, I don't think the Rams are going to be back. I don't think the Eagles will be back, but I think it's going to be the Minnesota Vikings that might end up in the Super Bowl.
And Vikings. Harry, who is your 2 pick? Quick.
I gotta go Saints. NFC. It's gonna be Drew Brees is probably going away. It's gonna be his last hurrah, and they got the offensive talent to do it, and I think they're gonna have the defense to do it. AFC is unfortunate, as I hate to say this. I think the Patriots will freaking be there again.
I mean,
I got a bonus question.
I'm gonna give them the game they want to see. I'm gonna give them Super Bowl Rams versus the Chiefs. I'm gonna make it the game that everybody wanted. You know what I mean? That's what it's gonna be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got longer. Is Tom Brady gonna play?
10 years.
Oh, no. Please no. Please don't let this.
And minimum 5. Minimum 5.
I say he retires this coming season.
You guys, I enjoyed you so much.
All right.
An hour just was not enough. Into an edition, a sports edition. If you guys want to do it, hey, I'm game. And thank you all for tuning in.
Mama, I'm on TV.
And please
We won.
Like, comment, and let us know what you think about the podcast. I'm going to keep bringing my best and doing my best to bring you the best content that I have. And thank you for signing in with us. And until then, I'll see you out there.
All right.
Nicole, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right.
Yes, thank you so much for being on. Thank you, Tony.
All right.
Thank you, Harry. And thank you, Mike. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.
All right.
Love you too.